Big old 7-pointer. Alright, that's half the clover. You see how small the seed is? Any light moisture, it's going to get in the ground. We're at least going to have clover, and then we're going to go back and do the turnips. So, put y'all on some time lapse. Don't want to bore y'all to death. So, let's get with it. Alright guys, I'm about to stay moving. I have a yellow jacket that's been chasing me while I was putting the seed out. I done got stung 2-3 times the other day. So, got our tall tine tubers by Whitetail Institute out. Got our scrape tree out. Cell camera on that end. Stealth cam video right here. And then we got our big tine perennial clover. And it's getting pretty dark and it's only 3 o'clock, 3:30. So storm's rolling in. On this spot, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take fishing line and I'm gonna run from this to there. I'm gonna run a bunch of fishing line around it, just see if I can keep the deer out as like a makeshift fence. And I'm not gonna show you all that process, but I will tell you if it helps. And I will show you how it's set up when we come back to check up the plot, just in case y'all wanna try it, if it does work. If it don't work, I'll be honest and tell you it didn't work. So, but we're gonna try that because the little plots are getting killed. We gotta have some kind of food for late season. So I'm not gonna pull this up until September. I'm gonna put 2 foot, 5 foot, and maybe 7 foot tall to around these trees around the plot, just to see if I can keep the deer from accessing it. And we'll see what the cameras tell us. So I'm gonna get with that, and then we gotta get out of here before it rains and hit our other plots. So, well guys, as you can see, didn't make it back to my car in time. Dropped some of my mega plot. Still had probably a quarter of a bag of it. Dropped it running back to the car because I had a shovel and all kinds of stuff in my hands. And the bottom of the bag ripped through. And I lost about a quarter of that seed right there. So, kind of want to wait it out and finish these plots up, but I do have tomorrow's Sunday, August the 7th. And like I said, that back plot, I dig some perennial clover, and then Whitetail Institute tall tubers, brassicas and kale and all kinds of stuff. So hopefully that'll be an October, November, and even a late season type food source. And then the clover will be like an all year round. So it's raining pretty hard. So I kind of like that there's some sticks and some ruts in the ground from the backhoe and the bulldozer, because it'll give those seeds something to kind of not wash away with. But this rain's raining so hard it may still wash away. We can always go in there and salvage it with something. What's up guys, it's Cody with Silent Harvest, back in with another video. So we're back here on our back plot. It's behind me, and it's August the 16th, and we planned this on August the 6th. So have 10 days of growth. Just checking it. So you can see there's clover coming up. We're gonna walk down through there, see what else is growing down there. But we did clover, and we did brassica, and as you can see, some turnips coming up right there. And then y'all might can see that, but right here, about 5 foot, about 3 foot. I got rained out the other day, but Went around this with fishing line. Did the whole parameter, about 5 foot and about 3 foot. We had deer in here every day for like a week straight. And what I've noticed is, put this perimeter up, I've had 2 does so far come through. And it's been raining all week. So we're trying to get this in here. Then in the spring, the clover will come back. We can turkey hunt it and keep clover in here for a couple years. And then we'll come back and we'll do something different. But a lot of deer in this area in Virginia where we moved to. So we're gonna have a hard time keeping the deer out of it. So I'm gonna make a couple short videos on what we're doing to keep the deer out of the food plots. This food plot runs north this way, south that way. Food's gonna be king. And then this is the back side of our property. I won't be able to hunt this as much, but when the right deer's here, we can easily slip in here and hunt this with the north wind. So, got my main man with me. So what's up, Mar? You don't like cameras. I used to not either. What I've noticed with this, fencing this off, is once the deer get into the food plot, they will stay there and eat for a little bit. So I'm gonna go from this tree over here. I'm gonna go across, back, I'm gonna zigzag, and then I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna retie, then I'm gonna zigzag all the way back. So I want the deer to, once they get in there, feel like they're getting caught up and just get out of the plot. We'll come back in September and we'll open it up. But got our rinkety-dink scrape tree that's going to hopefully put one at 25 yards for us. So I'm gonna go down here and check out the other end of the plot, and then I'm gonna zigzag back and forth with some fishing line and keep the hopefully keep the deer out long enough to get this stuff established. Like I said, 10 days and it's already coming up. Clover and brassica is pretty easy to plant. Bunch of rocks here, so over time the rocks will we'll throw some out, a bunch of sticks and stuff, but I just wanted to kind of keep it as natural as I could. And if they do tear it up, we can always make like an L shape and extend the food plot out a little bit. The bucks are gonna bed out on that end. They're gonna work 3/4 ridge and hopefully just pop out here, eat, hit this scrape tree, or be down there and hit the scrape tree. But we're gonna get with it. And all right, so we're down at the other end. Like I said, this is tall pines, and then it goes into some hickory. There is some oaks mixed in. This used to all be fields. I've talked to some people when we moved here, and it used to be cow pastures and stuff. So all this kind of grew up all thick since it is on a south facing slope. That's north up there. We can hunt with the northeast or northwest wind. Normally a northwest would be the best, but the right deer has to be coming out here because on the other side there's some houses, and we own about 10 acres. It butts up to them houses, and that's also a bedding area too, so we have a smaller food plot over there. This goes off, makes like a little point. Stuff that I used to hunt back in the public land. I used to try to find points like that to hunt. Deer's gonna bed right off of there. They're gonna have about 50 yards to get here, and then I hope a buck comes out, feeds his way to the scrape tree. But yeah, as I can see, there's a couple of doe tracks, a couple of fawn tracks, but there's turnips, brassica, and then you can see there's a bunch of brassica here. Over there you can see clover coming up. So, but Some of them are already pretty big. The soil down here, like you can see, it's red clay. I was going to use Plot Start on this plot and didn't get it here in time. So next year I'm going to use Plot Start, but didn't do no lime, no fertilizer. I may come in here and do some fertilizer in September if we get a good rain, but we're just going to do brassica clover. We're going to see how it comes up. I may try the Plot Start next year. We'll just see how high this clover gets and how high the turnips get. We have plenty of rain, but if y'all try this, go around the perimeter of your food plot, then come through here, and you just want to zigzag back and forth, 2 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot. So when they're walking through here, so when the deer are walking through here, they can't just consistently walk through. They keep hitting stuff. They can't see it. Me and my son's already walked into it. This is 15-pound cheap fishing line at Walmart. It's like $5 for, I think it's 1,400 yards. I can show you. Ozark Trail. Okay, it's 10-pound for 1,600 yards. So I know a lot of y'all hunters fish too, so if you have some old reels that have a bunch of line on it, just take them old line off your poles, or take your reel off and come through here and use the old line off your poles, and it's better than nothing. If this don't work good, which it seems like it's working good, there's plants coming up all in here, and I've only had 2 deer on camera so far, 2 fawns, so it's kept all the bigger deer out. And like I said, we're gonna open it up about September, probably the 15th, and that'll give it a whole month to do its thing. And then October 1st, season opens, and if a big one's coming through here, we're gonna be sitting up there. But got a couple other kill plots I want to go over with y'all. Like I said, this is pretty much a poor man's plot. Had an opening on the property that was cleared, and that's what I did to all my plots. Other plots, I did have to use some weed killer, but this one just broadcasted seed to soil contact. And you know, it's not level. It's got a bunch of rocks, bunch of sticks, bunch of uneven areas, but it's okay. We'll progression, you know, next year do a little bit more, next year do a little bit more. But if we can have some food in here late season, back that way, the closest cornfield is probably half a mile to a mile away. That way, there's nothing. There is pasture land, gardens, people grow soybeans and stuff, but there's nothing that I know of other than corn that way. Then there's some corn that way. So we're gonna have the only food up in this area, and so we're gonna see if it works. And thank y'all to everybody who has subscribed, liked the video, comment down below what y'all have done to keep the deer out of y'all's food plots or gardens. I'm gonna try to break these up where I can show y'all this food plot, and then a couple weeks show y'all another food plot, and a couple weeks show you another food plot, and then at the end we'll do a whole walkthrough. We'll pull our non-cell phone cameras, cards, and we'll see what we have on them, see if we have any bucks that we want to go after, and then it's pretty much go time after that. So thank y'all for watching, and good luck to y'all this season. See y'all.